The Junior Springbok class of 2025 brought back South Africa's first Under-20 World Cup since the home triumph of 2012, after numerous attempts by previous squads, which have come as close to the bronze medal in 2018. It would prove to be the squad led by skipper Riley Norton that would eventually get over the line. Now, one of the key players in that side, Esethu Mnebelele, reflects on a successful year with Newzroom Afrika's reporter Yolulwe Qoshe.
After a 13-year drought, 2025 finally saw a Junior Springbok side rise to the pinnacle of world rugby. This after Captain Riley Norton led his troops to the title and becoming the first South African to lift it aloft since Van Leeuwenburg. Hooker Esethu Mnebelele played a key role in that tournament, but admits that he didn't see that victory coming.
It's been a crazy journey this whole year. I mean, if you asked me a couple of years ago when I was in high school if I'd ever imagined myself achieving what I've achieved this year, I would have thought you crazy. But yeah, when we had our first camp, I can remember, well, my first camp, because they had camps already in December, but my first camp was in January this year, and I got there, I felt a little bit out of place in terms of I was very nervous. The trainings were very quick, but in that first camp, a couple of weeks later, a lot of guys made me feel at home, and that's when I started to see there's a lot of good people in the team. There's a lot of caring people in the team, and a lot of people who show love for the team. And that's where I think our success started, because moving forward, that's all you could see in the rest of the camps. A lot of people cared for each other. A lot of people loved each other. And our last camp before we headed over to Italy for the World Cup, after having a very tough TRC campaign where we didn't deliver what we wanted to deliver, we sat in a circle together as a team, and we basically just spoke about how big that would be for us, what it would just do for all of our careers. And we compared ourselves to, I think it was 2012, which was Pollard and them's team, and we just said, look at where most of them are to this day. So if we can just do this for each other, do it for our country, it can set us up properly for the future. And yeah, that's just the mindset we went to the World Cup with.
2025 wasn't exactly a smooth sailing year for the Junior Boks, however, and a disastrous home rugby championship campaign had many doubting the prowess of the group. Mnebelele says it took hunger and even constant words of affirmation to turn things around in Italy.
We obviously had a couple of warm-up games playing together, but I think at that stage the team's not really finalized yet, so a lot of the guys aren't really used to playing with each other, which makes us fortunate that this year we've gotten to go to France and Ireland to sort of get game time together and start gelling before TRC and World Cup comes, which puts us in a great spot, because then when we get to TRC and World Cup, then we've been together for a while, we've played games together for a while. So I think that was the not the problem, but what was happening at the TRC. We hadn't played together for a while, and yeah, we just needed to get used to each other.
The Junior Boks started the tournament with a statement of intent 73-17 victory over Southern Hemisphere rivals Australia. They would also go on to score a further 73 points against Scotland. But Mnebelele says it was the win against defending champions England that made them realize that they could actually go all the way.
I'd be lying if I told you we went into the Australia game knowing that we'd become champions. I think that was the most personal game for us. The most important game was to have a good start, because we did lose to Australia in the TRC. So that was a very personal game for us. And as soon as we saw what we could deliver in that game, I think that's where we started believing that this is to be done. This is what we can do. And for me, I think for me personally, where I started having a little bit more belief was after the England game, because they were obviously the defending champions, and you do need to win against the defending champions to have hope of making it to the final. So for me personally, it was after beating England. But I think for the rest of the squad, the way we started just put us all in a very good position to back ourselves and to know that we could do what we wanted to do.
Then eventually, their date with destiny had arrived. A blockbuster final against old foes New Zealand and Mnebelele remembers facing the haka as well as the mood in the changing room prior to kickoff.
One of the biggest things in sports, facing the haka. I mean, it's special as much as you know that you're gonna go head to head with them after the haka. I mean, it's just beautiful to watch. But at the end of the day, it does rile you up. It does make you want to go. But it's an absolutely special tradition that they have.
He also recalls the emotions after the final whistle has sounded, with them beating New Zealand 23-15 to be crowned world champions.
The Junior Springboks, World Rugby Under-20 champions once again.
For us, it was leading up to the final was a huge week for us. All we told ourselves was, boys, let's just, as much as it's not just another game, let's just take this as another game. Relax, do what you normally do, and we're going to get there and we're going to do what we have to do. And yeah, for us going into the game, I mean, Coach Footy mentioned it after the game. He was like, he could already see at warm-up that we're up for it. I mean, we chatted in the change room before we went out for warm-up and we're like, boys, this is it. This is the time to go. And I think a lot of the Oaks started to remember what we've spoken about months ago, how hard we've worked months ago. So I think it already started to warm up, and then going into the final, playing in the final, I mean, there were a lot of moments where we are under pressure, but I think because of what we experienced in the TRC and the trainings that we had after the TRC, it put us in a very good spot.
What would follow was the team arriving at the OR Tambo International Airport to a resounding hero's welcome.
That was absolutely special. I mean, many of us didn't even want to wait for our bags. We got told we've got a couple of South Africans waiting for us with the trophy outside. So we wanted to get those bags as quickly as we possibly can, get out there and see how people who are backing us. I mean, we see it all the time. People might think we don't see it, but we see it all the time. So for us, it was just excited to get out there, see the people who have been backing us. We actually planned to sing a bit of Guijos when we get out there so that they could join in on us. And yeah, it was very special.
So with the success of 2025, what then lies ahead for Mnebelele personally and the defending champions in 2026?
What makes it more exciting is that we have people to look up to. Siya Kolisi and his team went 2019, they won the World Cup, and then they did it again in 2023 when a lot of people doubted them. I'm not saying a lot of people doubt us, but for us it puts a target on our back, and we love it when people are up for it. We love it when we can have a bit of a challenge. And yeah, for us it's just going out there, showing our talent and just working hard for each other, showing love for each other and showing care for each other, which are our biggest themes in our team. For me, as much as obviously as a young player you want to see yourself where you see your role models, people like Malcolm Out, Johan Grobler, Akafana Madva, many of them. As much as you want to see yourself there, I think it's just taking each day as it comes and working as hard as you possibly can and just being yourself. Yeah, for me it's just about working on my game, looking up to these people and seeing where I can get my game to where their game is, and hopefully when the day comes that I get my opportunity wherever I get it. But for me it's just about being myself and putting in as much work as I can, as hard as it gets, and just making myself proud.
And having had a lot of success in the year 2025 with the Junior Springboks and even getting into senior rugby with the Bulls, Esethu Mnebelele will be hoping for more of the same as he enters into 2026. For Newzroom Afrika on channel 405, I am Yolulwe Qoshe in Johannesburg.